Hey guys, welcome back. So for today I have another really fun perfume unboxing from a really cool, affordable luxury fragrance line called Dossier. So you want to check out which fragrance I picked up this time. In addition to my comparison with my all-time favorite from Tom Ford, definitely keep on watching. For those of you who might be new, thanks so much for checking this out. I am a full-time working mom, but in my spare time I really love making these videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, in addition to my reselling experience as well. So if those kind of things sound at all interesting, definitely check out my other videos linked down below, and please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. So for today, I have another really fun unboxing from Dossier. And first of all, I just want to say, out of full disclosure, Dossier was very kind to reach out to me again and offer to send me a perfume of my choosing to test out and unbox for you guys live on camera. Otherwise, this video is not sponsored at all, so hopefully in that way I'm able to give you a little bit of an unbiased opinion and my real true first impressions of what I think this fragrance is like. So in case you're curious, I have done one previous unboxing from Dossier before, and in that video that I will link down below, I did unbox a Dossier's fragrance that was inspired by one of my other all-time favorite fragrances, and that's Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. So definitely check out that video linked down below in case you want to see that video, my first impressions of that particular fragrance. In this video, I will unbox a new fragrance that I decided to pick up from Dossier. And if you're not familiar with Dossier, it's a line of luxury fragrances that really strive to make affordable products. And I think that's one of my biggest gripes about fragrances, is that I love a lot of luxury and designer fragrances, but obviously the price tags are so high. And I just don't get it. I don't know why fragrances have to be so expensive. So although I love fragrances, I really haven't been getting into luxury fragrances all that much up until recently, just because of the price points. It just really wasn't affordable for me, honestly. But recently I've been trying to explore a little bit more into some luxury designer fragrances. I absolutely love a lot of them. I have many favorites. But if a line like Dossier can provide us with really affordable, similar dupes, I'm all about that. So I'm really excited to try out more of their fragrances. So far I've been really impressed by this line of fragrances, and it's an extra bonus that these fragrances are shipped right to your door, so you don't have to go out to purchase them at all. So if you're interested in checking out some of these Dossier fragrances on your own and checking out their website and their other products as well, definitely consider using my referral link down below, because if you click on that link to go to the website, you will have an extra discount on your purchase. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into opening this fragrance that I picked up here, and I want to show you a little bit of the packaging, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about my first impressions, and ultimately I'm going to compare it to one of my all-time favorite designer fragrances as well. So if you check out the Dossier website, you'll see there are so many different options for fragrances. You can search for different ones. And what's really nice about this is because all of these fragrances are inspired by luxury designer fragrances that we know and love, you're able to search under those categories. So for instance, if you really want to find a Jo Malone fragrance, you can search for that. If you want to find a Tom Ford fragrance, you can search for that. So it's pretty easy to find the dupes that you're looking for. So they also list it by category. So of course, fresh scents, fruity scents, woody scents, things like that you can also use to find the fragrance you're looking for. So once you go ahead and pick out your fragrance and purchase it, it gets shipped right to your door. The packaging is really nice and secure. It comes with some extra packing material in the box as well. So none of my fragrances have been damaged at all in shipping, which is really nice as well. So let me go ahead and show you a little bit of the packaging up close. So here's what the box looks like. As you can see, it's very clean lines, very simple type of packaging. And then if you open it up, you'll see it has this little logo here, all about that. And then there's a little bit of a flyer or card here, and it has the little Dossier bottle. And on the back here, it tells you a lot about the fragrance you received. So as you can see here, I picked up the fragrance called Floriental Coconut. It tells you a lot about the different notes here, which I'll go over in a minute. It also tells you a lot about the concentration, their mission, how their order service works, and also it tells you what the fragrance is inspired by, as you can see here. So as you can see here, this Floriental Coconut on their line is inspired by Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. This is how it looks in the box. And if you just take this out, you'll see it has a really nice clean line. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce bottle. So it just tells you some of the notes and the name of the fragrance as well. Another thing I really love about this line is the bottle mechanism to open it is really cool, because as you can see, it's a little bit of a magnetic closure. So if you just lightly press it down, it is a magnet. So I think that's a really nice mechanism for closure, and I believe it probably would also keep it fresher longer, in my opinion. I wanted to try out the Floriental Coconut here because, of course, it's inspired by one of my other favorite fragrances, and that's Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. Tom Ford, as you all know, is super expensive in terms of fragrances, so if you can find a decent dupe, that's really something that I would definitely be into. And I will go over a little bit more about comparisons or price points at the end of this video. But this particular fragrance, they say the notes are, the top notes including cardamom, pistachio, and bergamot. And the middle notes are ylang ylang, tuberose, and jasmine, so some floral notes. And the base notes are cedarwood, amber, benzoin, and coconut. So these are all similar notes to Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc as well. So of course it's always super challenging to buy fragrances online because you're not able to test them out on your own and really know if you enjoy the fragrance. So what's really nice about Dossier is that they have an excellent return policy, such that if you get this in the mail and realize you're not feeling it, it's not for you, you can go ahead and easily ship it back with a return label. So that makes it super convenient as well to kind of test out different fragrances. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and test a first impression of this and see what I think, and then I'll ultimately try to compare it to my version of Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. Alright, so I'm just going to spray a little bit on one side here, and the mist, as you can see, is super fine. It's a high quality type of mist, I would say. And once again, I am impressed by this fragrance. It definitely has kind of the richness, I would say, of Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. And at least according to my experiences so far with my other Dossier perfume, the Dossier fragrances, in my opinion, generally last longer than the luxury or designer fragrances. Although I will say it's not 100% the same as some of the luxury fragrances. It's pretty close, and more importantly, actually, I'll say that these do, in my opinion, last longer. And that's one of the issues that I have with designer fragrances, is you spend all this money on them and they just don't last long. But these really have good staying power. So you can really smell those notes that I described in there. So yes, happy about this. I personally don't think this is overpowering. I really love the Soleil Blanc fragrances during the summertime. So this time of year, I think this particular type of fragrance is perfect. It's a little bit of a fresh, outdoorsy type of fragrance, or beachy even. It has the kind of warm pistachio type of undertones to it too. So I really, really enjoy my first impressions, at least. I'm going to share with you a little bit about the version of Soleil Blanc that I have now. So I've tried the original Soleil Blanc previously and really enjoyed it. And that's the one that this is actually supposed to be a dupe for. The version that I'm actually loving now, and hopefully Dossier will make this little version too, but it's Tom Ford's Eau de Soleil Blanc. So this Eau de Soleil Blanc was released by Tom Ford more recently than the original Soleil Blanc, and the idea of the Eau de Soleil Blanc is it's a little bit lighter and crisper than the traditional Soleil Blanc. So I purchased this recently in a haul, I think in the past year, and I am really loving this for the summer months. So the packaging, of course, is really, really beautiful. It has a frosted glass here, and I will say that the packaging for luxury fragrances really are luxurious, or a little bit higher end than what Dossier would provide. However, if you're going for the fragrance, it doesn't matter too much, in my opinion, what the packaging looks like. But honestly, I think that is one slight difference, is the packaging for a lot of these designer luxury fragrances is super high-end and luxe. And this one is just a little travel spray that I've been using recently, but it's super nice too, as you can see here. So it has a nice gold tone top, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spray a little bit here, just to kind of compare the two. So I do like how the Eau de Soleil Blanc is a little bit lighter. So I would describe this one as a little bit more of a fresher, lighter scent compared to the traditional Soleil Blanc. The Eau de Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford also has a little bit more of what they describe as a little bit of a citrus note than the original Soleil Blanc. I love both. I think I prefer the Eau de Soleil Blanc a little bit more for the summer times. The Soleil Blanc original what the nice thing about it is, although I think it's great for the summer as I just described, it really will take you into the fall and winter because it's definitely more of a richer, bolder type of fragrance as well. So I think the Dossier or Original Soleil Blanc really would carry you through most of the year, which I don't think quite fits as well for the Eau de or lighter version. But honestly, this is a great, great dupe for Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc, and I'm super thrilled with this. I think this is going to be a great option for me. I'm probably not going to go ahead and purchase a full bottle of Tom Ford's Original Soleil Blanc because this is honestly, in my opinion, just as good and probably will have longer staying power. Okay, so let's talk price point, and that's one of the huge draws to shopping on Dossier is obviously the price point. So the price point for this 1.7 ounce bottle of Floriento Coconut from the Dossier website retails for $39, but I just mentioned there are so many ways to get discounts, including using my link down below, so you're not actually going to even pay $39, but that's an awesome price for such a pretty large bottle of fragrance. So when you compare the size of fragrance to Tom Ford's Original Soleil Blanc, which is what this is a dupe for, in the same size, or the 1.7 fluid ounce, at least on Sephora's website, it retails for $263. That's right, $263 versus $39. I mean, there's really no comparison in terms of price point here, and this is an awesome way to try out some of your fragrances. I think the dupes are pretty great, and for instance, if you really have your heart set on the actual original luxury fragrance, I would suggest at least trying these out first. For 39 bucks, you just can't go wrong, and they're pretty close to what the original fragrance is. So you can test it out on your own, really guilt-free, and see if you really love it. And if you do, you might want to splurge on those larger designer, higher price fragrances, but right now, at least I think trying something out like this in a real affordable way, for me, is my best option. So really amazing difference in price points. The Eau de Soleil Blanc, in case you're curious, by Tom Ford, does retail for a little bit of a lesser price point than the Original Soleil Blanc, but it's still quite pricey. So really, in my opinion, you just can't go wrong with these Dossier fragrances. I've been super impressed. I'm super thankful that I'm able to try out a couple of these fragrances. So I really hope you like this video, and if you're interested in checking out these fragrances, I really would encourage you to go onto the website and kind of test it out for yourself and see what you think. But so far, I've been really impressed, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying out other fragrances going forward. If you have any questions about Dossier, questions about these fragrances that I know and love, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts about these as well and kind of what you think about them. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!